to wrap up the arena, we're not gonna rant. Let's just touch on the mutts.
Okay. You touch on the design from the book, and then I'm gonna touch on why I didn't like the CGI and why I didn't like the design.
Okay, so if we remember the mutts in the books, they're described as being more like lanky, hairy wolves with, spoilers, aspects of fallen tributes grafted into them. It's what they look like.
Mm-hmm.
These look nothing like them. They
No.
looked more like oversized bulldogs or pit bulls, basically. They're just charcoal gray, no hair, pit bulls. That was about it. Like just oversized
Any dog
pit bulls.
with a smushed face.
With a smushed face. That's basically all it was. Yeah. And so that the mutts were another big letdown. It was it was the most unfortunate.
Yeah. And me transitioning into CGI on them, they didn't look like they were there. And something that caught my eye was when there was one mutt to start out. Originally, all the mutts were together, but there was one mutt to start out that was chasing PETA and Katniss. And then, this is kind of spoilers, but then they show a clip of the game controller bringing up two more, and they rise up out of the ground, and that was great.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool. I liked that idea, and the CGI on that was great. It looked flat, and then they were 3D, and that's pretty much how it would happen in real life. The thing was, though, their CGI looked so unrealistic.
The layering of the CGI dogs on top of the real forest.
Yeah, on top of it didn't look realistic. They didn't look like they were in the forest, even though they were. I mean, you could kind of tell they were there, but at the same time, they just
you only catch glances of them, so it's hard to get a really good look.
So from a glance, they looked glossy. And not shiny glossy, but like they just had a wax.
Not realistic glossy.
There was no fur on them, and if there was, it was matted, and it looked like it was all clumped together with, if you had drawn lines on it. That's how I felt.
They didn't look like they had hair at all. So let's just move on.
Yeah, the CGI, though, all those, no, they could have done so much better.
So overall, for the design of the piece, what do you give it out of 10?
7.9.
Really?
I would have given it, but that's for the overall design.
Yeah.
I want to give it so much more. I'm going to give it, that's an overall for the design as an individual, but for the books and the post-apocalyptic feel of it, I'm giving it an 8.5.
Okay.
So I'm kind of indifferent.
So somewhere between 7 and 8.5. There's about a 1 point.
7.9 and 8.5, and so there's only a 0.6 difference. So
yeah,
I mean, it was great.
Range.
Yeah, it was a great design. I liked it, but I was so expectant. Oh, really quick, they didn't show Mockingjays. You heard them.
They didn't show them,
but they never showed them.
That wasn't a critical point for me. It would have been nice though if we could have seen the Mockingjays.
Because there was a couple times where Rue had pointed Mockingjays out to Katniss.
Yeah.
And I mean, yes, spoiler. No, I'm not going to say that, but
no, don't.
But there was a couple times where Rue had pointed it out to Katniss.
Yeah.
And so I really wish they would have showed the Mockingjays, but design, that's what I would give it.
I was also going to go with around like 8.5, 8.6.
Oh, 8.5.
Type of thing, because there were things that they could have done better, but they did. The things they got right, they got right. They got it really right.
Oh my, yes.
And so to wrap up, let's talk about characters.
On
I'd say
the count of 3, we say
those 3 words.
The 3 words that this movie needs most. 1, 2, 3.
Need more Haymitch. We need more Haymitch. Woody Harrelson did amazing. He did fantastic. And so Woody did fantastic as Haymitch. I loved him. Absolutely loved him. We should have had more Haymitch.
I hope they do more with him in the second one.
Well, they kind of have to.
They kind of have to. I can't wait to see what they do to make him when he's in the arena.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, need more Haymitch.
We just needed more Haymitch. Now, let's see. Let's start off. Let's talk about minor characters first.
Okay.
What were you going to say?
I'm going to mention really quick that if you've read the books, they should have put the one scene that would have given me a little more Haymitch was when he fell off the stage.
That's true.
At the very beginning
when he falls off the stage, that would have been nice.
That was something that I missed, and I was I still have in my head the vision of it, and I like it in my head, but I wish I could have seen it on screen.
Yeah.
So I that's just something that I have to mention, being nitpicky. But all right, now let's go to minor characters.
Okay, so now we're going on to the rest of the minor characters. Effie, absolutely loved Effie. They did a fantastic job with her.
People dressed up as her in the theater.
Yeah, people were dressing up as Effie a lot in the theater.
No Haymitch, but there was a lot of Effie. But anyway, yeah,
and then,
Effie was amazing.
Other favorite minor character, Rue. Oh my gosh, Rue. When the scene with the flowers and the singing in the arena, that was a knife. That was a knife in the heart.
Oh, and when she stole the knife in the training center,
that was hilarious. That immediately gave her character.
That gave her. She was so cute, and when she was Katniss's shadow, and she was definitely the embodiment of purity in the movie in some ways.
Yep, in some ways. So they did a fantastic job. Absolutely amazing.
Great. The actress was amazing. She barely the actress didn't have many lines, but she did a great job playing Rue. His facial expressions.
She was Rue. It was great.
Body language. Everything.
Let's see what else. You loved to hate just like in the books. You loved to hate the careers. Like they instantly.
Clove.
Clove, Cato. That you immediately loved to hate the careers. They did a great job with them. Now let's see. Who else.
I think Clove was my favorite though.
Your favorite one to hate?
Yeah, because of her Joker mentality when it came.
It came to knives, do you want to know why I use knives? That sort of thing. Yeah. It was like they did a fantastic job when she was holding Katniss to the ground at that one point with the knife to her throat. And then Thresh, when Thresh came in and stove her head and spoilers. When Thresh comes in and basically beats Clove's head in, the entire theater burst into cheers.
Yeah, and for the 3 seconds he was in the movie, he made it worthwhile.
Yeah.
He was Thresh, and even though he didn't kill her the way he did in the books, oh my,
it was worth
awesome.
it. It was great.
You owe me. Oh, only this time. Only this time.
Only this time. 12.
Only this time.
They did a great job with that.
That was awesome.
President Snow.
Should we mention our different opinions on him because of who he acts?
Well, for me, if any of you have seen the movie, like this old 60s movie called Kelly's Heroes, he plays, like the guy who plays President Snow, Donald Sutherland, he plays he plays the hippie tank driver. And all I could think about whenever he was on screen and talking, all I could think about was seriously, look it up with them negative waves. That was literally all I could think about when he was on screen. It was hilarious and really interesting seeing him go from this lovable character to the most hated man in all of Panem. It was really cool.
And again, with the lovable characters, and I'm going to lose man points for this, but
he has a girlfriend.
I have a girlfriend. She loves Pride and Prejudice. Anyway, Pride and Prejudice, Donald Sutherland plays the dad. If you've seen it, he is the hilarious, not uptight, easygoing dad who you love because you wish he was your dad. And I absolutely love him as that. And there was that scene, spoilers, at the end where Katniss and Donald Sutherland, or President Snow, are standing right next to each other. And they are...
When he crowns her,
and they are standing stone-faced.
And literally, you can see the words, I hate you, going back and forth between.
Sparks are, right there. And I couldn't help but sit there and be like, please say something nice, say something funny, say something about how she loves Peanut, just say it! Say it! But he never did, and I'm okay with that, but he did a great job as President Snow.
Fantastic actor.
Even though he's better, I like him better in Pride and Prejudice.
Okay, some minor characters that I wish we could have gotten to was the prep team. I loved Katniss's prep team in the books. They were hilarious. So they didn't have nearly as much of the prep team in the movie, and so that kind of bummed me out. But overall, it wasn't too much of a loss. That was just me personally.
Yeah. I really am indifferent about them, but I'm not indifferent about someone we haven't even mentioned, Cinna.
Cinna, fantastic. Cinna was amazing.
We didn't mention him, and now we have, and yes. And that was another character. It was like, we needed more Haymitch, and with a sprinkle of Cinna in there.
More Cinna, yeah.
And ironically, cinnamon. Anyway, we need a sprinkle of Cinna in there with Haymitch, and we would have had great minor character going on. Great minor characters going on.
All right, now let's wrap up and talk about our two. Well, let's first, before we talk about our two leads, we should mention No, I don't think we need to mention him because Gale's portrayal in the book in the movie was almost exactly the same as his portrayal in the book, so there's not much to talk about there.
Yeah, there's just...
let's talk about our main characters, Katniss and Peeta. Katniss clicked with me almost instantly. Jennifer Lawrence as Katniss, and really also Josh Hutcherson as...
I liked Josh Hutcherson
as Peeta. They both fit their roles like a glove. It was really good. So they got let's see, I almost think that they got Katniss's emotions down very well, especially with the scenes with Rue and scenes with Prim. By the way, Prim, the little sister minor character, she was great.
Fantastic. And I loved when the Reaping, when she volunteers and Gale has to come up and grab her. That is exactly how I envisioned it. And I was like, yes, the emotions are high.
Yeah.
Everything. Yep. And especially when Katniss was stone-faced, like she said she was in the book. And so it was like, yes. So they were all great, and they all had good chemistry there.
Yep. And so there was great chemistry between Katniss and Peeta.
Yeah.
They acted pulling off their star-crossed actors very well.
Yeah.
So they no complaints at all for Katniss and Peeta. They both did fantastic jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And
they're both from Kentucky. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, that was another thing that I actually that I really liked. Both characters are from Appalachia, and both actors are from Kentucky, and so I just love
Josh Hutcherson's a UK fan.
Yes, just saying.
You need
Go
to know
Wildcats! They're winning my bracket all the way.
That's today. It's probably going to be over while you're watching this, but that's today. But anyway, continue.
Yeah. So no complaints with the actors. The minor characters got them down to a T.
Yeah.
The main characters they got down fantastic.
Yeah.
So, for characters...
Peeta, really quick, I want to make a thing about Peeta. Katniss didn't click with me as fast as it probably did with you. It took about 15, 20 minutes for me for Katniss to finally click. Even though she was starting to, especially with the cat and her...
Oh, yeah.
The cat and her...
The sequence... There's one brief sequence between Katniss and Prim's cat. That was hilarious.
Yeah. So, basically, it clicked with me. And Peeta clicked with me faster. As soon as he was called... and his name was called and he was going up, that clicked.
Okay.
He was perfect. Josh Hutcherson. I wasn't sure after seeing some of his movies, but it clicked. It was perfect.
So when it comes to actors, when it comes to characters, I'm giving them a 9.5.
I'll give them...
9.5, 9.6.
I'm going to give them the same thing as you, because other than the fact that they left out a little too less Haymitch and a little too less... Cinna, which they still needed to do. But even though they did that, I'm going to give it an 8.6, 8.5-ish range. And even though they left out some other minor characters, or what would seem to us major minor characters, they got characters down really well, regardless of what they took out.
So overall, now for the movie as a whole, I'm going to give it a 9.
I'm going to give it a 1. No, I'm just kidding. Continue.
I would slap you.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
giving the movie as a whole a 9 out of 10. I absolutely loved it. The things that they didn't do enough of, or the things that they didn't quite get right, are all very minor, nitpicky things that do not amount to very much overall. Overall, the movie was fantastic compared to some of the other book adaptations we've seen in the past 5, 6, 7 years.
And I'm going to give it an 8.6, because personally,
You feel like they could have done better on design.
Yeah, the design was 8.6, 8.7, but me coming from the art side, I wanted better designs with some things, and they didn't do that. So, that's just my final verdict.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning in to Spoiler Alert's first inaugural review that we've done. Please comment below. We're going to be posting this on my DeviantArt account and his Game Informer account. So please, give us some support, give us feedback, give us suggestions. We'll take it all. So
thanks. What?
You go ahead.
Okay, I was going to say thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. You all have a good day.
See you next
week, Friday at 9.
Friday at 9. Later.